come back, come back, come back. No, no, he's playing with it and playing with it and playing with it. Yep, got him.
G'day everyone, it's Alan here from Fishing Mad. Well, today I've driven up to the Bellarine Peninsula, a solo mission out on my kayak, and thankfully I've been greeted with beautiful glass conditions. Now I'm hosting Christmas lunch in a couple of days, and that is a perfect excuse to get out there and try and catch a bag limit of squid to have fresh calamari on Christmas Day. Now whilst I'm out there, I'm going to run you through a whole heap of tips and techniques on how I target squid, what I look for and how I set up, and hopefully help you getting onto a few squid yourself. Guys, as always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and let's get squidding.
Wow, it's so clear.
What I'm really looking for is depths between 3 and 5 meters. I just find when you're using squid jigs, obviously 2.5 size, 3 size, 3.5, that's a really good depth for that sinking rate of that squid jig. And obviously the main thing that you're looking for is weedy areas. And ideally what you're looking for is just constant clearings of sand areas and then massive patches of thick weed. And squid love that weed, so especially the ones in the darker colors, that seems to be where you find them. And all we're going to do is we're going to drift. So I'm going to have 2 rods out. I'll have 1 rod that I'll keep in my hand that I'll be working, so casting out sharp erratic lifts, then some pauses, then again some sharp erratic lifts, and then the other rod I will just have that sitting in the rod holder. Now the one in the rod holder will just be a slow sinking jig, that way you're not going to get snagged up to the bottom every 5 minutes. So but that's the plan. I'm a bit tired, but I think we're in the right spot, so camera off and let's go catch some squid.
Yep, got one. Here we go, guys. To tighten the drag, because this one is taking a little bit of drag, and this feels like a really nice squid. And that was about the 3rd cast of the day. Yeah, beautiful squid. There we go.
So there you go, there's the first squid of the day. Not a giant, and all we do, guys, to humanely put these guys out.
And there we go. Straight onto ice. And that's our day started. Oh my God. Oh my goodness, this is... Whoa, this is a big one. This is a big one.
This feels like a huge squid, guys. Whoa, this is a big one. This is a big one. This is an absolute ripper of a squid. Oh, no. Almost lost him, almost lost him. There we go. Yes. That is exactly what we came for. Yep. Perfect. Well, there you go, guys. This is exactly what we've came for, and that other rod is bouncing at the moment, so I may have to be quick here. But look at that. That is just a beautiful big squid. It's taken that Yamashita 3.0 jig in pink, and here's a beautiful size. So you can see there, that is going to be Christmas lunch. Thank you very much. So that's 2 down in about 5 minutes, and I was just working that one slowly, so let's quickly move on, see if we can find a few others.
Yep, I got one. I got one. Okay guys, I've got the third of the day. This doesn't feel big, but it's still a squid. Alright, so that is a very small squid, but it is our third of the day. And you can see the weather has just changed all of a sudden. So I've been out here for about 20 minutes. Been out here for about 20 minutes and it's just starting to lump up a little bit. So hopefully we can catch a few before that southerly breeze comes in. Ugh, look at that. Give that a bit of a clean. The fun part of squid fishing, it's still there. I don't really want that all over the kayak. But when you catch one, you really want to get your jig in the same spot as quick as possible, because they do congregate in big numbers, squid. So if you catch one, it's very likely there are others in that same area, so get your squid jig bag out quickly.
Let's talk about squid jigs for a second and how to choose them, which ones are the right ones. Look, there is a whole science about what colour squid jigs you should use in clear conditions, what colour squid jigs you should use in overcast conditions, different sinking rates in different areas. All I would say is, especially if you're starting out, try not to get caught up in all the hype. You know, some of that is marketing hype, and you know what, a lot of times we as consumers are more worried about the colours and the foils and the rattles and all that than what the squid are. You know, I've been out there before and had guys using $30, $40 squid jigs and other guys on the boat using $2 squid jigs catching equally as much. So, you know, you can kind of read that into you are. I mean, I'm a consumer. I love buying squid jigs, and I buy, you know, the weirdest and wonderful and the most expensive and the cheapest. But all I would say is, if you're going out, just take a range of different colors. If you're fishing like I am and you've got 2 different rods out, fish 2 completely different colors. If you're noticing a pattern of one color that's getting more bites, then quickly switch over and have both rods. I've always done really well on blacks, reds, natural colors like a pilchard kind of colors. Whites do really well, but as you can see, that's a pretty varying range of colors. Let me just check, there's not one on there. No, there isn't. And you know, I love the different technologies coming out. I mean, I actually went out and bought this yesterday. So these are the Shimano clinch jigs, and if you can see, it actually flashes. So I'm pretty sure you can just see that actually flashing. So I'm going to give that a go in a minute, but you can see what I mean. There's different foils, there's different rattles, there's different shapes, there's different colors. We're even getting to the point where we have reflective and shiny lights in there. So don't get too caught up in it. Pick yourself a handful of squid jigs, get out, experiment. You don't have to buy the most expensive. You can just buy anything that suits you. Have a bit of trial and error and see how you go.
All right guys, in terms of the action, as I said, so this is a size 3 squid jig. So all I do is I am casting out, okay, and you want to let that sink to the bottom. That's going to take probably about 10 seconds, okay, so just wind up a tiny bit of that slack and then just let it sink, okay, and then all you're going to do is just a series of erratic lifts and then pause, erratic lifts and pause. And what's that doing is really is imitating, I guess, like a wounded prawn. And that's what the squid are after. Oh, look at this, actually. Right on cue, guys. Look at this. We have a squid on. We have a squid on. Here we go. Oh, you bastard. I'm trying my best to lose this one. All right. Well, that's kind of how it works. You get the idea, yeah? I didn't even really get to the point of working that one. That one was probably just cast in the right area. And there you go, the flashy squid jig. I've got one on that now. So, and again, not a huge squid, but it's a squid. So we're slowly getting there. All right, let me show you that again, guys, because that didn't exactly work. So as you can see, I've got my rod in the rod holder there. That's just going to drift along, and you'll be surprised how many squid you will catch with a rod just sitting there. If you are getting snagged on the bottom, guys, go to a 2.5 size or to a slow sinking squid jig, and that will just sit there happily and catch its fair share of squid.
This one, as again, we're going to cast it out, let it sink to the bottom. Okay, it's usually going to take about 10 seconds or so. We are in just 3 meters now, so 3.1 meters. And then what we're going to do is a couple of really sharp erratic lifts, and then wind up the slack, and then let it sink again. So you can imagine your squid jig is jumping up, fluttering in the air, and then just sinking down to the bottom. So again, a couple of 1, 2, 3s, wind up the slack, and you're just going to keep repeating that process. And a combination of having that squid jig just drifting along, and this one that you're working, hopefully, if you're in the area, which really needs to be clear water, depth of, you know, sort of between 3 to 5 meters, definitely lots of weed and sandy patches, and you're onto a good thing then, guys. All right, now let me cover the setup for you today, guys. I've got two 3 to 5 kilo rods. These are Savage Gear Black Savage rods. They're 6'6", and that's a length that I really like to use when I'm on a kayak or on a boat. Now, if I was land-based fishing, I would definitely be going for something, you know, around 8 foot in length. There's a lot of really nice custom squid rods out there, you know, the Daiwa Emeraldus kind of stuff. You know, the MX and the new V range, so some really nice stuff out there. All I'm running on both these, here we go, all I'm running on these rods is 2500 size reels. This is a nice size squid, and 15-pound braid. Now this is a good squid. This has got a lot of weight and it hasn't surfaced yet, but you don't need big heavy reels and big heavy line. Now the technique to land a squid is obviously very different to other forms of fishing. So when you're fishing with a soft plastic, obviously when you feel those little bites, your immediate reaction is to lift up, strike, and set the hook. And then obviously that fish isn't going to get away. It's almost the complete opposite with squid fishing. What it is just a gentle lift and then wind in. If you do that big striking action, what you're likely to do is pull the squid jig straight out of the tentacles, or even rip off the tentacles of the squid, and that's not what you want to do. So little things like that that you pick up over time. It sure is a fun form of fishing, and I think we've got one on here, guys. So someone's going on a bit of a run. There we go. That's a real nice squid. That's a really nice squid. Let's try not to lose this one from behind. Oh, not doing this. Oh my goodness. Gotcha. That's a good size one too. Oh my God, did I make a mess of that? Let's lift this bail arm up. All right, so that's maybe one last constellation with that weather changing. And that's a really nice squid. And there we go, guys. There is another squid. That is number 7 for the day. And another nice eating size, that one. So I don't think we're going to quite get our bag limit because of this weather. It's going to be a pretty short session, but we're getting close. Oh, what a weird day, guys. Got here, caught 2 squid literally in the first 5 minutes. That's probably my 3rd cast and about my 6th cast of the day. The weather has then changed direction. It has lumped up pretty much straight after that 5-minute patch. So, and now we're getting some rain. So it's been a pretty challenging morning. A squid for Christmas might be more of a snack than a lunch at this stage. I knew it was going to be a reasonably short window today, but this is a lot shorter than what I was hoping. So I think we'll sit it out for a tiny bit longer, but that rain's getting a little bit thicker and these waves are getting a little bit bigger. And usually a sure sign is this is a pretty productive area, and there were a lot of boats around before, and all of a sudden I'm on my own. So that might be a bit of a sure sign that it might be time to wrap it up shortly. These waves are doing my head in. Can't get any good weather lately. There we go, got one. Oh, this one is...
Well, there's another squid there.
Hear that wind screaming now. What a strange day. What a strange, very strange day.
Well, that's a wrap, everyone. In the end, probably defeated by the weather. Started off with a red hot start, catching 3 squid, probably about 5 casts, and then very quickly that southerly breeze came in, it chopped up, we had a little bit of rain, and when you're fishing solo, sometimes it's just better to come in, make sure you come in safe. Look, we ended up catching 7 squid, so maybe it's not that massive Christmas feast that I was hoping for, but it's still a very respectable number in some pretty challenging conditions, and I'll take that any day to get out here and just enjoy the beautiful ocean. Ballarat Peninsula is just a beautiful area. Guys, as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and until next time, good fishing, everyone.